We're live, we're live. Hi, YouTube. Olen valmis. Look at this. Finish. So nice to start a live. Speaking Finnish. Maybe we'll do this whole live in Finnish, actually. And now I'm just looking at the mess behind me. I was planning on doing Instagram at the same time. So let's do that as well. We'll see what that will be like. You are now live on Instagram as well. Hi, Instagram. Hi, YouTube. Hi, everyone. Let's talk about Dark. Yeah, I was like, I've been talking about it for a while that I want to do another live talking about Dark. Haven't we done a live talking about Dark at some point? But then it's hard to know when to do it because some of the people see the episodes beforehand or see the videos beforehand, the members, the legends. So then I'm like, okay, when we're done with season 1. But then I'm like, when we're done with season 1 with the members, the others still haven't seen the rest of the episodes. So I decided to do it like this, that now I've already watched 4 episodes of season 2. And now we're talking about season 1. But I wanted to do it because a bunch of people have been watching the videos, which has been super fun. I think when I started, it was a bit of a slow start, and I was like, "We'll see," because I've seen that a lot of channels have reacted to Dark, and I've seen that those reactions are usually quite popular. So I was like, "We should try." And I know this show is going to be great. It's my wife's favorite show, like we've talked about before. So yeah, so I was like, I want to do it. But yeah, I think the beginning was maybe a little bit slow. But I feel like now the views are quite nice. So I really like that. Hey. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. I'm doing Instagram and YouTube at the same time. Multitasking at its finest. I know that most of my Dark friends are on YouTube. So I was like, I definitely want to do the live on YouTube mainly. But hi guys. Let's talk about Dark. Welcome to the live. I brought my notes. The good old notes. I was even thinking that maybe now during the live I could fix the map finally. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm that good at multitasking that I will start like drawing a new map here. I think I'm gonna be too distracted by comments and things. How's everyone doing? I hope that Sunday is a good day. At least previously when I used to do lives more often, I would always do them on a Sunday. Because I was like, well, that's most likely that people will be not at work and school and stuff because of the time difference and things. I don't know where people are from. Like, where are most people from that watch, for example, my Dark reactions? If you guys are here, if you want to let me know where you're watching from. Because usually I feel like my main audience is, well, now Brazil when I'm watching the Brazilian show, but I think otherwise mainly American. And now with Dark, I'm like, I don't know if like Americans are watching those reactions. I have no idea. Is it Germans? Someone is stuck at work. Are these, wait, am I seeing the comments? Are you guys seeing them in English or in Finnish on YouTube? Because I have the translation logo there at the front, and I got so excited that someone is saying something in Finnish, and now all of the comments are in Finnish. But I'm like, you guys are not speaking Finnish, right? Because if not, I need to fix this because I'm like, I can't look at everyone's comments in Finnish if you're not writing them in Finnish. Someone's in Canada, someone's in the States. So my theory is wrong. um, where I'm like, maybe it's Germans now this time watching the reactions. But no, it's North America. Hi, guys. Hi to Canada. I'm speaking English. Yeah, okay. I need to fix this, guys, because I'm getting all I'm getting all the comments in Finnish. And I'm like, I can't do that. I can't do that right now. I'm German, but I speak English. That's great. I think that's a like for me when I make my videos in English, I feel bad for like for example the Brazilian show for Tres Crasas that I watch. I'm like, I'm so sorry guys. I would want to be able to do these in Portuguese. Like my Portuguese would be so good that I could do it in Portuguese. But it's definitely not. And then because in Brazil it's a lot less common that people would know English than it would be in Germany, for example. I found your channel on YouTube because of Loquinhas. I'm in Brazil. Loved Dark. Already watched a long time. Yeah, that's great. That's a good combo. I'm like, I don't know if there's many people who are watching Loquinha stuff, the Tres Crasas things, like my videos, and have also seen Dark. That's a fantastic combo, in my opinion. Um, I'm seriously, I'm like, how do I fix this? How do I fix? Do you guys see the comments in English? Because um because otherwise I need to keep translating. Yeah. Yeah, the chat is in English. Why do I say it in Finnish? My god. I can start reading the comments in Finnish for you guys. What you just said is this in Finnish. I love Dark so much that I've started to learn German as well. See, that is good. That is like my goal with, well, mainly Tres Crasas right now, like learning Portuguese. But that is very impressive. I think for me, German, I studied German a little bit when I was in like primary school. But yeah, I definitely don't like I don't actually understand anything anymore, or I don't even know if I understood then. But listening to it, I'm like, oh, you're starting to like pick up a few things here and there, and you're starting to understand it more when you watch it. Bebe, can I ask for a favor?
For me?
Yeah.
What?
My YouTube chat, the live chat, is translated into Finnish.
Why?
All the comments come in Finnish, even though they're not writing them in Finnish. And I got so excited at first. I was like, look, people are writing in Finnish.
It's kind of what happened with
Sorry, my IT help is here.
but the problem is because then I click is that in Finnish.
Yeah,
Have here say something about translation?
No. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
Wait. Breathe.
Dark and Pluribus, your reactions are great.
Why?
Thank you. I loved Pluribus. If people have not watched Pluribus, like I would call it, Pluribus from Apple TV, I couldn't recommend it more. Dark and Pluribus, that's again a great combo. A great combo. And then Michael, am I saying that right? I'm British or English, but I speak German. did you like have you always spoke German or did you also learn German because of this show? uh yep, everything is in English. Why? Hello from Germany. Hi Germany. Hallo. that's that's what I got. Mm, what do you like most about Dark? Is it the story or something else? Also, now that I'm reading the comments, I apologize if it's not exactly what you wrote because again, I'm just now translating from the Finnish that has been translated into my into my chat. This is so weird. Um, what do I like most about Dark? My I think honestly my number one favorite thing is the casting because the casting is insanely good. I was saying it in one of the later videos that I don't know if it's out on YouTube yet, that like not just the fact that they look so much like each other, but that all the actors are actually good. Because it could be that they are like, it would be possible to be like, oh, well, these two people look like they could be the same person, just different ages. So let's just cast them and hope for the best, with the acting part. But all the actors are so good. Like now there's been a lot of the stuff with Claudia now in season 2. Um I think the kids are great, but I think it's harder maybe, or I don't know. Am I saying this now and then I'll regret it later? In some ways, like when there's kid actors, like children, it's harder for me to be very impressed by the acting. Be like, whoa, this is insane. So I think all the kids are great, but I'm not like mind blown. With Claudia, for example, especially the middle and the old Claudia, I'm like, they look so much like each other, and they are both such good actors that I think that's definitely like my favorite thing. Other favorite thing, I do think the story is it's exactly like something that I want to watch. It's like time travel for me is always very interesting, but often time travel is done in like a comedic and like a funny way. Or at least what I've seen a lot is like other shows and movies and stuff that I've watched that have time travel that are like funny. Uh
Keep it tough.
yeah, sorry. Um I like the fact that it's so serious. Like it's so serious and so dramatic and so dark. But the time travel feels believable because when you make a funny show with time travel, you can kind of mess around and almost like do whatever. Like Legends of Tomorrow, which is one of my all-time favorites, which is why I started making reaction videos in the first place. Time travel show, but it's so crazy and kooky that it's like anything can happen in it, and it can just be explained with like, well, it's time travel, and then we're just like doing all this crazy stuff. In Dark or in this kind of style, it doesn't work. If like it really needs to be believable and everything needs to like make sense. And I love how I know now already because of my wife, because of people who've talked about the show with me and stuff, that everything is gonna make sense in the end and everything is gonna be explained. And it's like such a, um, like they've thought it through. The creators of the show thought it through before they started making it. I really like that. And I like the fact that it is in German because, well, first of all, it's in Germany, which for me, I think like visually looks quite a lot like Finland, maybe. So it feels more, because often when you watch or when I watch like American stuff, it feels like a movie because it doesn't look anything like the world that I live in. But the world of Vinden and the world of Dark um, looks more like this could kind of, or it feels more realistic in a way because I'm like, it looks realistic to me. So I like that. And then I like the fact, like I've said, I like the fact that I don't know the actors from before. So to me, it feels like this actor is Ulrich or this person. Like it's not an actor, it's Ulrich. And this is Jonas and this is like Claudia and whatever. I really, really like that. I love the music. The music is one of my favorite things, honestly. Every time, because isn't it like every episode has a montage with music in it?
I think it was up there.
Yeah, and I love every time music starts playing. I'm like, okay, let's hear it because every time I really, really like the music. I'll
I
just
can do, yeah, you need to keep it doing because I can see up with this brain.
I'll just do it like this. It's fine. I'll keep translating you guys' comments. I just see everything in Finnish. It's fine. Thank you for help.
Welcome.
um but yeah. What do you guys like the most about Dark? If it is something other than what I just said. Time travel is so well written in Dark, right? Yes. It's so like I've tried to make many people watch Dark now since I started. Like friends being like, "Oh, what is the show that I should watch?" And I'm like, "Dark." And then they're like, "Oh, what is it about?" And then I'm like, I feel like I'm not worthy to explain what it is about. Then all like when that question comes, like, what is it about? I just get stuck, and I'm like, well, it's about time travel, or like then it just sounds stupid. I don't know how to explain it well enough because the show is so good and it is so impressive and so well made and so cool and dark and everything that then when I try to explain it to people it just sounds stupid because when you say the word time travel it's for a lot of people that's already like, oh, okay, I don't like that kind of stuff because I think usually time travel is made very sci-fi and very like woo weird because Dark feels like you don't almost even think about it as time travel. It's or
Because it's not time travel, because all the time is in the same moment. Past, present, and future is now.
amen. See, this is why I don't explain the show. It's not a time travel show. How would you explain the show? How would you guys explain the show? Because yes, the time travel is written so well in Dark. I couldn't agree with that more. It is written so well that I don't even know how to talk about it. I do you want to explain? It's okay. It's okay. My wife is here, but she's not a big
I'm
fan
a
of
dark master, but
Dark.
I can't talk.
Okay.
I can't talk too much because I can give you spoilers.
That's true.
Because I know everything about Dark, every detail, ever.
She knows everything about Dark. Yeah. But I would like some help from people. How do I make people want to watch this? How do I explain this show to people who haven't seen it before? Who need more than just no, it's good. You should try it, Um I like this. I like this name, Brain Box, no thoughts. I love it. I don't have. Oh, now if I bring the mouse on top of the comment, it goes
Yeah,
to the original. Okay, did you do that?
I think it for you change it for good. Then
I need to stop the live, and
Yeah.
we'll do that next time. It's fine. This is perfect. I don't have Apple TV, so I haven't seen it yet, but I love Vince Gilligan's other shows, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Yes, I understand. I can speak for Apple TV saying that um excuse me, there's so many good shows there. I would recommend this is not a paid ad for Apple TV, but I would recommend getting Apple TV and watching, oh my god, Pluribus, Severance. I loved Silo. Then there's Ted Lasso, which I haven't really like. We started it, but we didn't like. We need to get back on that. The Morning Show. What else is there? There's so many good shows, but I understand um, not having watched it yet. I do recommend it. Because then I haven't seen Vince's other shows yet. Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I know a lot about them and I've heard a lot about them and like everyone has. But I have been planning to maybe watch them and react to them. Now after I'm done with, I don't know, maybe when I'm done with Tres Crasas, I will start Breaking Bad while Dark is still going. Or I don't know if the channel will be too dark then if it's Dark and Breaking Bad at the same time. In my head at least, Breaking Bad, the style is not like hilarious and light, but I could be wrong too. Ted Lasso is a great show. We need to keep watching it. Are you laughing at my map?
I'm laughing for this. That is.
Don't laugh at my map.
I love it watch your reaction videos.
Really?
And see how you're going.
Yeah. When it just says lesbian. And I've crossed it over and written daughters. Yeah, because she finally has a name. Yes.
Yeah. Now I remember you said that people are surprised with you getting the gay vibe between the two bombs when it's clear since the second one.
Let's talk about the vibes. I talked
It's
about it.
there.
I talked about it a lot now in the last video that I posted, which starts with the sex scene.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took a long time talking about that.
Yeah.
And I was talking about you and that you had realized it so long ago, or whatever.
Is
For us, it's so obvious that Doris, or that there's something going on right away from the beginning with Agnes and Doris.
yeah. Second one.
From second one.
If you need me, I'm here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Goodbye, people.
Goodbye to the good people of the lives. Oh, hallo Zurück. Zurück. Am I saying that wrong? I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Like hi back when I'm saying hallo. Yeah, my German is not great. Yeah. It's fine. The browser's probably auto-translating the page. Yeah, I know. This has never happened before. That's why I'm confused. Otherwise, I wouldn't be confused. But it's fine. My mother is German, so I grew up bilingual. I'm also a translator from German with 2 books so far. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. I've always been like jealous of people who grew up bilingual. I mean, for some reason, for me, English comes very naturally and very easy. I don't know why. I have no idea. There's no reason for that at all. So in some ways, I would say that I'm bilingual right now. but to have something other than English, um, that I would have learned since I was a kid, that would be so cool. Um, right click anywhere on the page. Is there something about translating here? There. It says translate to English. And if I do that, well, yeah, now the comments, yeah, okay. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. We're fine. We're doing great. Now it's like translated into English from the English. So some of the words are still different. Anyway, this is fine. This is just a me problem. All of you see the page fine, so we'll survive. The casting is so perfect. Yes, my God. Um, yeah, I agree. So amazing. Bo and Jan. Oh God, Jan J. Yante. How do I say this name? As badly as possible, as I just did. Did an amazing job. These are the casting directors. Imagine being a casting director on this show and being like, yep, I did that. I made that happen. I found all those people that people still, like, years later are like talking about as like some of the best casting ever. Somewhere in Scandinavia. Sorry, but perkele is the only Finnish that I know. It is an important word. I feel like in the Finnish culture, it's a very bad, bad word. Shame on you. That is quite often the only Finnish word that people do know. Hi, people are saying hi on Instagram. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Talk About Dark, the best show in the world. Is it not? I think it is. My favorite piece of the casting, that is a small but cool detail. When Ulrich went to 1953 in season 1 and sees Tronte, they have the exact hairline, oh, and hair shape, which is so cool to me. Yeah, okay. See, yeah, this is good. This is the kind of detail that I like to talk about as well. When for most people, it's like, are we really talking about the hairlines of these actors? Yes, we are. That's what we're doing here. Because that's right. It's those kinds of things that usually make it not believable, like in casting. That you look at the two parents and then the child, and you're like, it's not like I don't believe it, because of like, sometimes you notice what the details are that make you not believe it, but sometimes you can't even pinpoint it. It's just like it's not there. But I feel like in this show it's always there. Yeah, okay, now I have to go back and see the hairline of young Tronte and Ulrich. That's good. I love that. Um, yes, I like time travel and time warp shows as well. I'm such a nerd. Haha. Have you seen Timeless? I have not seen Timeless. Um, let's write that down. But where? On this notebook. I'm trying to think, have I even heard of Timeless? Maybe I have to Google it and see if I recognize the poster or anything. Is it more like a light vibe or kind of like dark? What is the vibe of Timeless? And yeah, I do think that time travel stuff is quite nerdy in some way, but then I don't feel like Dark is a very nerdy show. Or I don't know what makes a show nerdy necessarily, but there's a lot of other shows that I watch, and like when people like ask about it or I talk about it, I'm like, yeah, it's a very nerdy show, you know. But I would not say that Dark is nerdy. I think Dark is very. It's hard to understand, and you really need to think about, and you know when you're watching it. So in that way, it's like you need to be actually very into the subject matter to be able to watch it and enjoy it in that way, I guess. But the vibe, I feel like, is so like normal life, or I don't know. Or I don't know. Do you guys think Dark is a nerdy show? Time travel in general, I think, is quite a nerdy subject. um, for me, it was about the mystery and the complexity of human nature. Do you think that's also a good explanation for the whole show? Yes. Maybe that's where I should start from when I explain it to people. Like that, yeah. Not even mention time travel. But it is true. It is very like well written, very complex characters. And like I've said many times in the videos, it's like no one is like completely likable and no one is completely like evil or someone you don't like. Everyone feels like people who have good sides and bad sides, and you know, it is true. So maybe the next time I explain it, I'll be like, okay, it's it's a story that it is based on many different years timeline, but it's not even timelines. And time is not linear, it's all happening right now, the past, present, future, and people are able to jump from one to the other because they're all happening at the same time with 33 years or what. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. See? I've ruined it again. And then would be like the main thing about it is the complexity of the characters and how well written they are. I don't know, guys. My favorite thing about Dark, I cannot talk about. Oh, is this a spoiler thing? Yeah, I think that's also the problem that I would want to start like explaining what happens in the show. That's how I would want to prove that it's a good show. You should watch it because then this happens and then they go like there's a kid that goes missing and then they find the body, but the body is actually the brother of, or like, you know, that's my problem too. That want to like I want their minds to be blown already when I'm explaining it. But then that of course ruins the viewing experience because you already know, you've already heard what's gonna happen. See, wifey gets it. She knows everything. Yeah. She's good. I'm glad that she has recommended the show and other people have recommended the show for me. Um Now that I'm finished, maybe I can scare away a bear with sheer finished sisu. Yeah. Sisu is it's a good word. It's a Finnish word that doesn't really have a translation to English. Um, I think the best explanation or translation or like yeah, explanation of the word is like perseverance, or like you don't give up no matter how bad things get. You don't give up when you have sisu. You just keep going like a real Finn. um, I did watch all of Shrinking on a plane to Australia. Yeah, Shrinking. My sister keeps telling me that I need to watch Shrinking. I have not watched it yet. I really want to watch it. There are funny bits in Breaking Bad, but the comedy slowly goes away the deeper the plot goes. Okay. Yeah, because I'm like, I know the actors like have done a lot of comedy too. Like they are funny, the actors. So that's nice. It is like when an actor can do comedy as well, I always think that then the drama is even better. Other way around, it's harder. That you can do drama really well, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to be very funny. Mm, the lesbian vibe radar is impressive indeed. Guys, it is what it is. We don't get much. We don't get much of it, of content for us, you know. But then we always look for it everywhere, even when there is like that it's not written in, but the actors do a little bit of like a little bit more like touches or some like the way they say lines or something that could be like you could take little crumbs out of nothing and be like, oh, is this this could be, we do that a lot because we have to, because we don't have a lot of actual actual representation. And then when they're shot, like, because I'm thinking in that scene, for example, when they meet, I don't mean to, it's starting to sound like those two, like that storyline is like my main focus on Dark right now. It's not. um but then when it happens, I want to talk about it because someone was also saying that no other reactors really talk about it or didn't notice it or whatever, which I understand. So then I'm like, well, I'm gonna talk about it then, because I love to see it. Um, oh God, where did my thought? It left. But yes, 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 yes. Here it is. If that scene was a man and a woman, that Agnes, for example, was a man who came into the house and met this woman who is there with her kids, and is like, "Oh, hi, are you the new guest for our who's here to rent the room or whatever?" And then we showed a shot of male Agnes standing there. We cut to him just looking at her, being like, and then we cut away. Would that not? Because I think that's a very obvious thing for like any show or movie or whatever. When you see that we cut to the person looking at the other person, not saying anything, just looking at them, already I'm like, okay, they are interested. In some level, they're very interested. Maybe then when it happens between two women, for most people, it's like you don't think about it. But then for me and for us, I guess, it's like it's exactly the same, or it's even stronger, the feeling, I think, than if it was a man and a woman. If it's two women who look at each other, I think we're more like, what is happening? But yes. Um, Hello. Oh, am I late? I don't think you're late. Hi, Noe. Welcome. How is your exam season going? um, you were saying it quite good, actually. Bravo. Yeah. Thank you very much. Dankeschön. Now I'm like showing off all my German, which is Hallo and Dankeschön. Well, you are bilingual. I take it. Thank you. I don't know. Do I say thank you to that? I just did. It's fine. Um, I used to correct my grandmother when she used slang. No. It would be so fun to have grandparents who spoke a different language. Or, like, yeah. It says translate to English. Weird. What have you done? I don't know. I feel like maybe I have accidentally switched my whole YouTube into Finnish because everything. No, it's not. It's in English up there. I don't know. I have done something. I have broken my YouTube, but I will fix it um after the live because I don't want to now end the live and start a new live, and it's fine. Uh oh, here's the help to pronounce the name for everyone, including me. I'm like Yance? I'll go with that. Someone can join the live on Instagram. Like come and join it on the screen and say it out loud so we can all hear it. uh the the casting director is someone different, and sadly she died shortly after the show. Oh yes, 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 true. I have heard about this. Where did I hear about this? That the casting director had passed away. Like imagine doing a show like that and a job like that on a show, and then so sad. What are you watching when you finish Dark? An excellent question. My plans keep changing. Um because I kind of want to keep the balance on the channel mainly for myself so that when I watch stuff there's like different styles and different, um because there are a bunch of other Brazilian shows, or maybe not a bunch, but like others that I'm planning to watch. So I'm thinking now that Tres Casas, when I'm going to be done with Tres Casas, I'm thinking that maybe I will continue with another Brazilian show still while doing Dark, and then maybe after Dark I will go to Breaking Bad, or maybe when Tres Casas is over, I will go to Breaking Bad with Dark, and then when Dark is over, I'll go to the other, like the next Brazilian show, another Brazilian lesbian show. Um, I'm not 100% sure. I take, I receive, or what am I saying? If you guys have opinions, you can let me know. The ending of the soap opera was great. Lorena and Shukina deserved more in Tres Casas. I agree. I know we're here to talk about Dark, and I will, but I agree with that 100%. I can't wait to watch the rest of it. Um, the Baron Bo Odar is the director, and Jantef is the producer of the Dark. Okay, they are also a married couple. Yeah, this I knew that the creators are married. That is so cool. They are so cool. Have you watched The Handmaid's Tale? The sequel is pretty good. A lot of people reacting to it. I have not watched it. It is on my list. It is one of those shows that I know is going to be dark and excellent, and I can't wait to watch it. Maybe I'll add that to my list too. What is the sequel called? Like they made a new show? Because I know Handmaid's Tale finished, right? Um, so they made a new show, not a new season of that. Um, I really do want to watch it. I don't. Yeah. If a lot of people are reacting to it, that's good. I don't know if that will be like how my reactions to that show would be. But if you guys want to see it, let me know. Let me know. Um, Timeless. Okay, here we go. Timeless. I would describe the series a nerdy time travel show, but it takes itself seriously with a nuance of humor here and there, I would say. You can learn about some historic events of history. Okay, that's cool. I like it already. Um, More about events in history, which is show. Okay, yeah, good. This sounds good. It's great. The problem is that like my process of making these videos is so freaking slow that then I already get ideas for the next and the next and the next and the next, but I still haven't finished the ones, like I'm getting ahead of myself. That is the problem. Um, Dark is a very rewarding show. I already feel rewarded, and I feel like I haven't um, really even started it. Or I have. I'm almost halfway through the actual show. But a lot of people have said that it like keeps getting great, like better and better, and yeah. That season 1 is just the beginning. And now I've watched 4 episodes of season 2. I have posted 3. I'm still editing 4. Um and I already feel rewarded. I can't wait for the ultimate reward in the very end. mm, if you ever want to dig into something epic, you should watch Babylon 5. It's a big commitment though. Okay, good. Epic in what way? I'm always up for something epic. I think Dark is very epic, by the way. How many hours per episode does it take for you to edit for YouTube? I think it's hard to say with hours, maybe. Um, well, usually if I'm like, I have filmed it, then it would take me like 2 full days to edit and post and make a short clip from it and all that kind of stuff. And then when you have other things to do as well, like work right now, um, long days of filming and stuff at work, and then other things that come up, especially in the summer in Finland, it's like I'm a little nervous that now we're getting into summer and I know there's gonna be so much more to do than in the winter it is usually. Um, yeah, that it always gets longer and longer the time that it actually takes to edit it. But it takes a long time. Yeah. And then because I also want to like because often it happens that I make the first version and then I um upload it on YouTube just to see how like the copyright things will like it takes a long time for it to save it to the computer and then put it on YouTube and it downloads for a long time. And then when it's there, it goes like red, this and this part can't like you can't post it because of this and this. Then I go back to edit and fix those parts and upload it again to see if it works now. Like usually that's the part also that takes a long time when I'm like done. Then the actual like getting it out there also takes time. It's great. Um put WLW in a show and I'm interested. I've been having exams since forever, I feel. I understand. I agree. Yeah, if there is lesbian characters or storylines or anything, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll watch this show. From Dark, I didn't know. Like my wife, for some reason, or like I didn't know that that's like the show would have that. I was interested anyway. Um, yeah, and then it was just a nice surprise. But it is true. If we know there is going to be content, I'm like, yeah, I'll have to watch that show. I'm having such a hard time now with the pronunciation of this name. Um, say every letter of the name. I hope that helps. But the problem for me, if I would say this in Finnish, say if this is closer. In Finnish, I would read this say Jantie. And for some reason to me that doesn't I don't know if this is a German name. I don't know if that sounds right. But that's what I would do with that name in Finnish. Because there I'm pronouncing every letter as it is. Jantie. You know? Mm, some short but amazing shows that might be interesting to you. Chernobyl 5. Okay, there we go. No, 5 episodes. Chernobyl. Okay, so Chernobyl is the name of the show. 5 episodes. True Detective, yes, season 1. I have not watched it, but I know. Is season 1 the one with Matthew and what's his face? I what um oh my god, what is his name? Hey Mitch. What is his name, Bebe?
Who? Who?
True Detective season 1. That's the one with Matthew McConaughey. And no,
No.
nothing. I'm like, the name will come. Um, but yes, I have not seen season 1. I would very much like to watch it. Self-contained story, 8 episodes. Great. These are good. These are good. Um, I always like recommendations. Have you watched Project Hail Mary? I have not watched Project Hail Mary. That's the new movie, right? With Ryan Gosling and other people. I have not watched. I've heard many great things about it. But I have not watched it yet. Don't get me wrong, Breaking Bad is pretty good too. It's just very much longer. It will keep you busy for a while. That's the thing. That's the thing because I would want to watch shows like Breaking Bad. I would want to watch, like, for example, Game of Thrones, like properly from the beginning to end. Because I've just seen like little things here and there, like on social media and stuff. I've not watched the show. But to even think about the amount of time that that's gonna take, I'm like, oh my god. Yeah. So it will be a commitment. But I will do it at some point. I will do it at some point, I promise. um I haven't watched Dark, so I have not kept up with the reactions. That's okay. How is the YouTube going? It's going. Here we are. Um funny story is that I was an extra for the next Netflix project, 1899 in 2001 as a seaman. What? That's cool. See, I would like because all movies and shows have so many extras in them. Um, and I'm like, I never like there must be so many people who do extra work, but I don't know anyone. Now I do. Um, that's so cool. So it's not out yet, but it was filmed in 2021, or is it out already? But that's very cool. The sequel is called The Testaments, and it's pretty good. Okay, so this is the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale. Hey, on Instagram too. We're talking about Dark, the TV show. But we're also talking about Tres Grasas, I guess. Where am I watching Loquinia? I will say I'm watching the Loquinia. Go to Loquinia Hub, HOB.com. No, sorry, HUB, LoquiniaHub.com. They have the clips with the girls with translations and stuff. That's where I watch it from. Yeah. Um, the rain jacket in Project Hail Mary reminds me of Dark. Um, every time I now see a yellow rain jacket anywhere. There was one in Tres Grasas or in the Loquinia novella like that I was watching now recently. A yellow rain jacket. I'm like, oh my god, Dark. That's all I can think about now when I see a yellow rain jacket. What theories on Dark do you have so far? You guys need to give me a what is your theory on this? Because I'm like now when I'm like, okay, what are my theories on Dark? I can't think of I can't think like what is happening in Dark. um yeah. And I feel like every time I think I know what's gonna happen, it's like definitely not gonna be that. Which I also kind of love. Mm. If you haven't watched Project Hail Mary, you would love Sandra Hüller's character. I love her. Shout out to Germany again. True, it's her who is in it with Ryan. That's right. That's so cool. She's a great actor, and I really want to watch the movie. Maybe I'll even have to make a reaction to it. If it is that kind of movie, that would be fun for reactions. What do you guys think? Thinks? Have you seen it? A newer sci-fi space show that has a pretty decent sized and loyal fan base is The Expanse. I feel like there's a character there that you'd love. Are they gay? There may be some lesbian vibes in there as well. Okay, there we go. Let me write this down. At The Expanse. I love it. Yeah, I kind of love if it like becomes a thing that every show that has even a little bit of something, people are like, you should watch this because I think there is something in it that you would like. Mm, you can see me in episode 5. Oh my god, this is so cool. Um, Hope your wife is doing well too. I hope she's on the next stream. Your interaction is really fun. Yeah, we were talking about that she would be maybe in this stream, but then I started it later than she expects. She was here for a little bit in the beginning, helping me with the my IT problems. Um, I love it when we've done the lives talking about the Tres Crastas, and she has been there because there's a lot of people who don't speak English, and then she can translate the Portuguese to English to Portuguese to all of that. So she's been here for that, and then it always starts. She's like, I don't want to be in the live, and she's sitting here on the side and just like talking, and then the end of the live, she's like here, and I'm like back here, and she has like taken over, which I love. It's so cute. I will have to tell her that people are requesting for her. um, your pronunciation is much better now. So it's Jantie. Jantie. Closer. I'm sorry. I was trying to make it German, but I just made it something else. Um, well, Yellow Jackets, The Handmaid's Tale, and The Testaments have lesbian characters just in case you decide to watch them. See, this is what will get me watching shows. um, have you watched the movie with Rebecca Ferguson and Antje Trauer? What is it called? I don't think so. Wait, is this gay as well? Thank you. I love being on film set. I started in 2021, and for 1899, I had about 10 shooting days. It was mostly filmed in the famous and well-known film studio in Potsdam. That's so cool. Shooting for 10 days. So is it like one big scene that you're shooting for 10 days then, or are you there on like different like in different scenes? I would think 10 days is quite a lot. But that's awesome. You would love Project Hail Mary. Guys, because I have also this is also like I have also thought about making movie reactions, which again I'm like getting ahead of myself and being like I should do this and this and this, even though I'm still trying to finish these things that I have started. But at some point, I really want to do movie reactions. Maybe I will react to Hail Mary, Project Hail Mary. 1899 was from creators of Dark. It was such a great show. Pity they canceled it. Oh, wait. So the same couple who made Dark made this show. So it's German as well. This is awesome. Breaking Bad is my favorite show. Dark is very close, runner up. So I hope you will watch it. And I just realized I was about 10 minutes behind in the live stream. Oh. Yeah, welcome. Now it's live. Now you're here. It's happening. Yeah. But that's good. If Breaking Bad is your favorite and then Dark is second, it makes me want to watch Breaking Bad even more. I know I will like it, but I just the fact that it is going to be such a long journey for me to watch and edit it. I think that's the thing that's getting me like, oh my god, okay. But it is such a big show too, so I would think a lot of people would want to watch reactions to it, maybe. Almost every reactor now is reacting to Project Hail Mary. I need to jump on that train. I will have to do it. If you want to see me here on YouTube, I can recommend you the German trailer for the German version of The Office. Oh my god. I'm sitting in my office chair and cross my arms after. I do want to see it. That's great. Mm. Oh, and Noah gifted. Oh, thank you so much. Donate one gift membership. That's the best. Thank you so much. Oh, that's so nice. We have a new legend, a new member on the channel. This is cute. That's the best gift you can give on this channel. I really can recommend everyone in all of your countries to check out agencies for extras and minor actors. It's a lot of fun. You have each shooting day a new experience. Yeah. Yeah, that is really fun. We've had a bunch of, or I was the last project that I worked on now this past week. We were filming a short film and I was in charge of the extras. And it's so fun, the vibe that they have. They're so like excited to do it, especially because these were like really young people. So they haven't done much and they come all like excited and all like, oh, we're on a set and we're doing stuff, even though like it's very easy. Um, but yeah, the experience of it, you can see that people like love it. Project Hail Mary is great. I love the book and the movie. It's definitely reaction worthy in my opinion. So it's a book as well. That's great. That's always a good sign. Always a good sign for me. Um, Despite the falling snow, that movie with Rebecca. Oh, okay. Some gay content there. Let me write this down. I have not seen that. Despite the falling snow. Um, but I will have to check it out. Um, Come on, it was over the summer. They started, I think, in April 2021 and finished in November. My first day was in May, if I remember correctly. I had a lot of single shooting days. That's cool. It sounds cool. 1899 was published in November of 2022. Okay. Is there time travel stuff in that show as well? 1899 wasn't only Germany, it was international with actors from Germany, the UK, China, Spain, etc. Okay. That's cool. Um Yeah, I have not heard. I need to ask my wife if she has watched it because it sounds cool. I like those when it's like a project like between many different countries and languages and stuff. That's cool. Mm, I'm trying to think of like things about Dark. Perfect timing. What has been the most surprising twist in Dark for you so far? The most surprising twist. I think hmm if I think of just season 1. Let's see. What do you guys think? If you think of season 1, what was the most surprising thing for you when you were watching it? I think, of course, the fact that it ends, like the ending, and we get a new timeline. I was not expecting a new timeline at all, especially for it to be the future. So that's definitely one. Mm. I think I think there's a lot of them, even though I kind of guessed it before it was like actually revealed, but still it felt surprising with like the hood guy being Jonas, for example. Even though there's hints to it and you're kind of like, is it? It was it was still shocking, but just because I was kind of getting the hints beforehand and being like, is it possible that that then all the shock doesn't come at once? But it was still very shocking. And I think also like going to the very beginning with Mikkel, that Mikael is Mikkel. Because I feel like that's supposed to be, and that was for me the the big first huge reveal. Like, yeah, he just time traveled and then he got stuck there and that's it. Like we can't change it and that's it. Oh, it's so good. Um what else? What else? Well, I would say from season 2. I mean, I guess everyone who's here has seen the whole show, so it's not going to be what like a spoiler, but the fact that Agnes is Noah's sister. And I think even though that wasn't like a that was kind of an obvious thing, but I think when we went to the future in the first or in the last episode of season 1, and then we are in the future in season 2, and then when we see Elizabeth there, Ellie, even though that wasn't like when you think about it with the timeline, it's like of course she's going to be there because she was a kid in 2019, 2020. Then of course if she's not dead, she would be there as the middle version. But still, I think because the future was so shocking that we went there at all, I think I was still shocked, like when we actually see her, and I was like, oh my god. Then we see her like signing. I'm like, oh my god, this is her. Yeah. What a show. What a show, guys. Um, by the way, you remind me a bit of Sandra Huller. Huller. Don't even. Don't even do this to me. This is her year now, I think, with 6 movies released this year. She is so cool. I love her vibe. I think the only thing I'm trying to think, have I seen her in other things than the Anatomy of a Fall? Have I seen her in other things? What other things has she done? But anyway, she's such a good actor. She's so cool. And then her interactions, her interviews. Sorry, my brain is starting to like break. It's too late, and I've had a quite a week. Then watching her interviews and stuff because she's so unbothered by the Hollywood crap. She's not at all like trying to be like, "Ooh, I have to be like," she's just like very much herself, which is amazing. I take this as a huge compliment. Thank you very much. I don't know if you're there yet, but there's more about Elizabeth. Okay, don't tell me. I've watched episode 204. That's the latest episode. I don't think I know anything more about her. Now I just know that the Scarface girl went in with Jonas to the inside the walls, and then Elizabeth came there and saw her there. So Elizabeth knows about the dark matter ball thing, but I don't know anything else. I also see the resemblance. Guys, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. See, now I want to watch this movie with my twin, Sandra. Um, you still don't know so much about what is happening in Dark. Still a naive summer child. That is me. I should change the name of the channel to that. A naive summer child. But it's true. I have that feeling too. Even though every episode you get so much new information, like so much. So in some ways I feel like okay, now I know stuff. But at the same time I really do have the feeling of like I know nothing. I think especially when we go to stuff with Adam. Oh, that was a big one that I just watched. That's the episode 4, right? That I haven't posted yet. So I'm not going to spoil my reaction too much, maybe. Not that that really matters. But like the reveal of Adam or who he actually is. I'm still kind of processing that. And I'm like, I don't know what to think about that or what to do with that information. Because with the hood guy, it was more like, okay. And then I like start thinking, like my brain starts going. I feel like now with Adam, I'm like, huh? That was a big one. My God. What do you think may happen in the end? In the end of like season 3, in the end of the show? Honestly, I have no idea. Like, where could this possibly go? Where do I think? I think we will have, just based on the fact that now in season 2 we added already 2 more timelines. I feel like we probably will add more timelines, which will just keep getting crazier and crazier. What do I think will happen in the end? Jonas, I have a feeling, especially now that we know about Adam, I have a feeling that Jonas will die. I don't know why. I like nothing is gonna be fixed. I think that's the problem because usually with shows when there's like this big thing and like stuff goes wrong and then the heroes of the story try to fix it and then somehow by the end it is like fixed to some extent. The feeling I have from Dark is that first of all there's no heroes in the show. Second of all, I feel like all the things that we in some level think that this is something that is wrong and needs to be fixed, it can't be fixed. The good example is for example, the Mika situation. Fixing that situation would be bringing Mikkel back and everything would go back to normal. But he can't go back, you know? So that's why I'm like, the end of this show can't be that, oh, now everything, like, Jonas as the hero of the show fixed everything, and then we go back to the cave in the beginning, and Mikkel never disappeared, and everything is fine. Like it can't go there. So I have no idea where this could possibly end. I feel like it's gonna get a lot more into the I've been talking about it in the recent videos that like the stuff that I maybe care least about and understand the least is um the stuff with like Adam, Claudia, Noah, like those guys who talk about like very big things that I'm like, I don't even understand what they're talking about, you know. The stuff that I care about the most is like the normal people in their normal life and what is going on with Ulrich and is he gonna find Mikkel or not and like these kinds of things. And then I feel like every time like Noah speaks, for example, I'm just like okay, whatever, or you know, like trying to understand it but not really understanding what is going on. I feel like towards the end it's gonna get more into that because I'm like I think that's the actual main stuff that is going on in the show. Like um I feel like I'm focusing on the little details more than the big picture, and the big picture is actually the thing that we're going to focus more on in the future, I think. And the big picture is the thing that I don't really understand. That's what I think will happen in the end. But of the actual characters and stuff, I feel like Charlotte is going to be. I have always thought that Charlotte is going to be a key to solving everything because she's the police chief. She is the one who has the voice message from Ulrich. She is the one who is the mother of Ellie, who now had a connection with Noah and stuff. She's the one who is married with Peter, who has all these connections, whatever. I feel like she is like, and she's the one who's been since she was a kid studying the birds and finding the dead birds and like these kinds of things. And I'm like, oh my god, she knows stuff and she like is gonna figure shit out. And now in season 2, when Noah finds the missing pages and is looking at the missing pages and he's like, Charlotte, no, something, something. He says Charlotte's name. I'm like, I feel like Charlotte is somehow gonna be like, in the end, like the main, not maybe the main character, but the main thing that's gonna like crack everything open. That's what I think. I don't know if that answer made any sense. Um, but yeah, it will blow your mind, but may be confusing. So be very attentive. Yeah, I will do my best. Um, I'm very excited to watch it, but then I do notice that I'm like nervous about making my videos because I'm like, oh, I'm probably gonna miss stuff, and I'm probably gonna like not get important things. Which also it wouldn't be realistic if I did get everything, of course. But I noticed that I'm like, oh, I need to understand everything and pay so much attention and write things like a crazy person. Um, Hi, Elisa is saying hi on Instagram. I watched your Novellini reaction yesterday and I had so much fun. That's so nice. I had so much fun watching it. My God. Thanks for watching it. I'm so glad you liked it. It's a long one. So good for you for watching it. 25 episodes in one video. um yeah. But yeah, that's what I think will happen in the end of Dark. But I do like the feeling of like having no idea where this even could go in the end, you know? I do kind of enjoy that. Um yeah. And I'm sure we will have so many more connections in the map and connections with the characters of like, oh, this person knows this person or is related to this person and stuff like this. Because I don't know how many more characters we're going to introduce in the show, but I feel like the thing we're going to introduce is the connections between characters more and more. I'm sure we will get new characters too, but um, yeah. I'm very excited to find out who the scar-faced girl is. I feel like it's one of those things that the ending of season 1 and we see her and she's like, "Welcome to the future." You know? Um, we are all watching it like, "Oh my god, who is she?" And then when season 2 starts, we kind of put her in the background again. She's just there, but we're not like, I think us as an audience are supposed to kind of like forget about the question, forget about the fact that we don't know who she is. And I think that we're gonna like get to know her. Like, sorry, that we're gonna like get to know her, and then like in the end of season 2 or something, we're gonna get like a bam, like this is who she actually is, and we're gonna be like, what? Because I'm surprised that we haven't still now, like I said, I've watched 4 episodes of season 2. We haven't talked about her at all, or her background, or her given any kinds of hints, or we haven't even focused on her in a way that she says something weird to Jonas, for example, that makes us go like, she knows stuff, or she's involved in things, or whatever. So I think she's gonna be someone who like is gonna like us, or me. You guys know. You guys probably know who she is. um, Scarface girl is interesting. See, I want to know. Where in Finland do you live? I have a friend in Turku. When I remember correctly, but originally she's from somewhere else. I live in Helsinki, which is usually the only city that people would know from Finland. Turku is like, yeah, one of the bigger cities too. But I feel like if people don't know someone, like you know someone from that city, but like people from outside of Finland, I think if they know Helsinki, that's like good. Like they wouldn't know other other place from here. But yeah, I live in Helsinki. I'm not from here, but I've lived here for like 4 years, 5 years. Yeah, in Helsinki, Finland. Mm, who are your favorite characters so far? um, I think this could also be a long answer, or I could talk about all the characters because I'm sure I've said it many times in the videos that I don't feel like any of the characters are very um likable, or characters that I support. Yeah, or root for. Um because then for me some characters, even though I don't root for them, I think they're good characters. Mm, but characters that I root for or that I support, Jonas, I want him to succeed in whatever he does. I really do. Um, and Charlotte, because again, I feel like Charlotte is going to be such a key to everything. Um, like, is there anyone else? Is there anyone else who I support? I think now that in season 2 again, I'm sorry to talk about season 2 even though this is supposed to be season 1, but I don't think you guys maybe care because you've seen the whole show. But I would never have guessed in season 1 that I would be rooting for Ulrich as much as I am in this point in time now that we have seen the old Ulrich. The old Ulrich was one of my favorite moments when we see him for the first time. And he honestly is, because Ulrich, the middle Ulrich, was like one of my least favorite characters. Interesting character, but I was definitely not rooting for him. Um, and then as soon as we meet the old version of him, I think because what had happened to him, what has happened to him in his life is so tragic. I think that makes me, now that Egon is like trying to help him and showing him pictures of Mika and stuff like this, now I'm like, oh my god, please let this poor man like get a break. So in that way, I'm rooting for Ulrich now. Um, but honestly, well, Claudia, yes, but um, she is, especially the middle Claudia or that version of her, and the young one maybe. Like they're quite annoying. Again, that I'm like, I'm not like I love the character, but she's so freaking interesting, and I do root for her now that we've seen more stuff of like her finding out about Aegon's cancer and all of that, and then kind of like the way she has changed as a person from the middle version to the old version. I mean, now the old version died in my timeline that just happened. Um, I guess I can still root for her, but yes, Claudia, I would say that I root for her. But I think honestly, it's just like Jonas, because then someone like Magnus, Bartosz, Franziska, these like young kids from the original timeline. I'm like, we'll see. Like, it's very interesting with Bartosz, for example, what is happening. I'm definitely not rooting for him. And maybe I will at some point. We'll see. Because with Ellie as well, since we saw her for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, she's so freaking cute. But I never thought that she would be so involved in the story than she is right now. But now the middle version of her that we see in the 2050 something, I'm like, the vibe is of course very different because she has lived in this post-apocalyptic world her whole life and become a very um rough person. So then I'm like, okay, well, I don't know if I'm really rooting for her anymore. So maybe the answer is honestly just like Jonas and Charlotte. But then with Jonas as well, because now we know that he's freaking Adam. Then again, I'm like, okay, no, wait a minute. Am I still rooting for him? I don't know. I just said I did. But I think in my mind, I haven't fully yet connected the dots of like that he is Adam. Because my vibe from Adam is not great. I want to find out more about the Scarface girl, and like I would kind of like to root for her, but I don't know if I should. The portrayal of old Ulrich is so good. Um, or the casting, yeah. My God, when we see him, those who haven't seen the reactions yet, just wait. I lose my mind. It's the casting is. I think Ulrich and Claudia are the best castings in the show. I think Ulrich is probably the best because he has such a unique face, and that they have three of those same faces, different ages. It's crazy. I love it so much. Claudia is scary but fascinating too. Yeah, yeah, that's true. She's quite crazy and scary. Um, what do you think, or how do you feel about Noah? I don't like the vibe that I get from him. I like the actor. I like how mysterious the character is. And I like the fact that we have this kind of character who is supposed to be quite mysterious and kind of just like untrustworthy and stuff. But I don't feel like there's no way that in the end we're gonna be like, oh, actually, Noah was the good. Like he's now trying to say that Claudia is on the dark side and we're on the light side. I'm like, I don't believe him for a second. Maybe I will regret this later, but I do not believe it. Um, I hate the way he treats Helge, for example, in all the different ages of Helge. um, it's very interesting now that we see his like childhood, for example, and his sister and stuff makes him more human because he doesn't even feel like a human. I feel like in the first season, you know. Um, and I have a feeling about him that he's like one of those characters who, unlike the Scarface girl, who we build up at first, or maybe quite similar actually to the Scarface girl, that first we build them up to be this like the most interesting character in the whole show. But then it drops to like actually maybe they're not that interesting. I feel like he's gonna be one of those that like when it starts we hear the word Noah, the name Noah, and everyone sees Noah and whatever, and we're like, who is Noah? And then we meet Noah, we're like, oh my god, this is Noah. I have a feeling that especially now that we've met Adam and we've seen how he interacts with him, I have a feeling that he's definitely not as interesting as we think when we meet him for the first time. When we meet him for the first time, we think that he's like God, you know? Now, until we found out who Adam was, I thought that Adam is God or the God like character. But now we know he's Jonas, so I'm like, I don't know what to do now with this. But yeah, Noah definitely, I feel like they built him up to be this like ultimate. He knows everything and he's above all. But I don't think he is. Maybe we're gonna keep making him more and more like human, which is gonna be interesting if that's gonna happen. Yeah. But I don't like his vibe. But I love that we have a character like that. Mm, what about Agnes? What do you think about Agnes? Well, I think I've been distracted in this show by her like if you look at her character like purely from a or not purely on purely from the lesbian point of view, I'm like, holy shit, she's good. She's good. She's so like um I don't know, the vibe is so good, especially when Doris, was that her name? Yeah, she's such a like like a nervous little girl around her because she just looks at her and she's like, I got all the power over you, you know? Like I love watching um actresses portray roles like that. So I've been a little bit distracted by everything, all this stuff with her. And now that I have found out by episode 4 of season 2 who she is related to, who her brother is, I'm like, it feels like I've been in this, like, I've been looking at her through these, like, little lesbian goggles, being like, oh, look at her. And now I'm like, whoa, you know? Like, hey, let's focus on what is actually going on here. And now I'm not that I ever was like, oh, she's so nice and she is such a good person or something. We should trust her. I never thought that we should trust her, but now I definitely don't think we should trust her, and I'm very concerned. I'm like, um, she seems quite manipulative, like her brother. And then that makes me now look at her relationship with Doris that I was first watching, like, now I'm like, you know, because I'm like, she has this power over her, and I feel like she could have that kind of power over anyone. I think maybe that's the feeling that I get. Um, but yeah, if we see more of her on the screen, I will be happy. Visually, everything is fantastic with her. Her in that freaking yellow dress in the last episode, or in the episode 3. Um, yeah, but I don't trust her at all. And even though I'm watching her and Doris as like a, oh my god, this is great, I'm not rooting for them as a couple at all. Doris is married with poor Egon, and I'm not like, let's go, but it's still fun to see for me, I guess. Um, oh, you got to that part where Jonas is Adam. Girl, I'm hyperventilating. I need to see the reactions. Yeah, I was not okay. But that is still the episode that I haven't posted at all, right? Yeah, it's the end of episode 4. I'm editing that right now. Um, do you remember any other show that has similarly amazing casting? No, I do not. I If you guys have one, let me know. I don't think sorry. I don't think any show has casting even close to this. But also, not a lot of shows have this kind of like, that we have different ages of all the different characters and we see them in 3 different timelines, and that they all need to match. Because if this was a normal show without the time travel aspect, we wouldn't be like, oh my god, the casting is so amazing. It's the different age casting. I mean, of course, there is like good casting in things. I'm like trying to think of anything right now with like um different ages for different characters, but I honestly don't. I can't think of anything that would come even close. What we know is a drop, exactly. Well, for me, even more, it's a tinier drop than you guys, for sure. Helge seems to be a victim of all this. It's so true. I feel so bad for him all the time that I'm like, I almost don't want to watch his bits because it makes me a little uncomfortable because I'm so like, oh my god, poor him. It's so terrible. So terrible. Um as Noah myself, as a Noah myself, I'm freaked out every time Noah is Noahing the show. Yeah, Noahing is unsettling. A lot of biblical elements in the show, yes. So many biblical elements, so many biblical names. Um which I think clearly, because these are names that they have chosen for themselves, like Adam, Noah, like yeah. Um, I grew up in a very, very religious home, so then these kinds of things um, are always very interesting to like notice in shows that are not like, it's not like this is like a religious show in any ways, but then in some ways it is very religious, you know? I love that. The things that you can pick out, you're like, "Oh, yeah, okay, so this feels like that, and this name is like that, and this could mean something like this." I like, finding those things, in there, but then not being like, "Oh god, is this gonna get into some kind of, you know, something too religious-y?" Um, Agnes seemed to have walked in from a different show. Her aesthetic is just so not Vinden. That's very true. It is very true. The style is, great. Unlike most people in Vinden, then I guess. Like, fashion and that kind of stuff is definitely not something that people of Vinden are focused on, which is fine. But then it's true that when someone like her walks in, you're like, "Oh, hello. You have actually thought about what you're wearing today." Yeah, it's true. It does look like she comes from another another show. Agnes is so beautiful. My god. Yes. Mm. She knows more than she lets on, and I'm just like, "Ugh. I know you're a sneaky snake. Why are you evil?" I know, right? I'm like, "Why do you look so good?" It's distracting. I think they do that on purpose too, which is smart. That most people, men and women, will look at her and go like, um, so then you get distracted by the beauty, which is smart. And I'm like, yeah, when I see her on the screen, I want to be like, "Hi, girl." But then at the same time, I'm like, "No, no, no. Focus. She is freaking like sister of Noah." Terrible. Terrible. Mm, So 4 is the last one you watched. I need to remind myself what has happened and what hasn't. I know, it's confusing. It's confusing for me too. What have I watched? I mean, I of course don't know what I have not watched, but yeah. Also, maybe I shouldn't go too much into it because I haven't literally no one has seen the video yet, so but we talk about the travelers and then that Aegon is dead and we find out that Adam is Jonas and that Jonas is now stuck in the 20s. He went through the ball to the 20s and then the tunnel is not ready and he's now stuck there, whatever. And then he goes and meets Adam. Yeah. Um Maybe Dolores, meaning Doris, right? Or do I have her name wrong? Doesn't love Aegon anymore. Yeah, I think the relationship, I think there was problems even before Agnes showed up. Especially because we see the conversation with Aegon and the guy at the station, his colleague, when he's like, "Do you and your wife have sex anymore?" Like ever? Because we clearly don't. Or it's clear from that he's like, "What is it like?" um, yeah, it's clear that it's been like not great the relationship for a long time. And it could be that it's just that, they're not a great fit or whatever. I don't think it's necessarily that she has realized that um I like women, so I'm not interested in him anymore. I think it's more like at that time especially she probably hasn't even like thought about that at all until someone like Agnes walks in and pays so much attention to her and is like very openly and very fast just like flirting with her like full on and whatever. I think it's like that finally maybe makes her realize that that's what it has been all these years, or it could be that anyone giving her that kind of attention, because I don't think like when you think of like the sex appeal of Egon versus Agnes, when you don't even think about the sex, you don't think if it's a man or woman or whatever, but someone who meets a person and like looks at them once and they go like weak in the knees. Like Agnes could do that, Egon could never, you know? He doesn't have that kind of thing in him. Because then I feel like someone like Noah, maybe this is a sibling thing. I don't know why Noah was the first person I thought, but I think Noah, if he was like, you know, interested in someone, I think the vibe he has would be like he could be like, hey girl, and they would be like, oh, you know. Maybe this is a sibling thing for them then. um, but yeah, Aegon really does not have that. So maybe for Daughter, it's more like that's what she would need. Maybe she's bored in the, or I don't know. Um, but yeah, that's I'm like I'm not rooting for the fact that Agnes is now like having sex with her. In some ways, yes. But I'm not like, yeah, you should leave Aegon because Aegon is not a bad person. He's just boring and not the smartest guy in the room, usually. I have never seen anything like Dark ever since I finished it. And I watch a lot of shows. Nothing is as good anymore. I know I that's the feeling I'm getting to. In some ways it's great because I'm like so happy to be watching this show. But then when it's done, then what? Then we rewatch and rewatch and rewatch. I can't wait to rewatch the show. Once Upon a Time has a good casting too, of parents and children, at least. That's true. Oh God, Once Upon a Time. I loved Once Upon a Time at first. When I was like, because I loved Lost so much. It's one of my like ultimate shows. And then when they're like, okay, now the creators of Lost are gonna make a new show based on like fairy tale characters that are stuck in the real world. And then they need to like, they don't remember who they are and stuff like this. I was like, honestly, like, this is the perfect show for me. I can't think of anything better because I'm a huge Disney nerd and like, I love that kind of stuff. When the show started, the first season of that show, I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. It was like exactly the kind of like, I don't know, the stuff that I love. Um, but yeah, that's true. That has a good casting. The show has great casting. And so many characters. Oh, Once Upon a Time. Now I want to like rewatch that from the beginning. It was amazing talking to you. I'm looking forward to your next reaction here on YouTube. See you in the next videos. Auf Wiedersehen, Tiia. Thank you so much for being here. Maybe you're already gone. Sorry. Yeah, I think I will probably finish up the live soon. It's been like 2 hours. Have you seen Pluribus? It's good too. Also, there are girls and they kiss. Can you imagine checking out? Yes, I have seen Pluribus. I have reacted to Pluribus. If you haven't seen my reactions to Pluribus, you can check them out if you want. Yeah, that is also one of those like problematic lesbian relationships that I am 100% rooting for and not rooting for at the same time. When I'm like, please have sex, please. And then when they do, I'm like, oh, but this is also very, very bad. This is a bad idea. Um, what a great show that is. Um, my wife is saying, come to Brazil. I will. Soon we will be going to Brazil. Agnes is my love. Stop it. Oh God, yeah. Who wouldn't love her? Agnes just seems to have come from a bigger city. Definitely bigger city than Vinland, yeah. Do we know what city she's coming from? With Tronte when she's coming into Vinland? Um, yeah, but it is funny because the show is so like it feels like a bubble inside Vinland that no one leaves or comes in. You know, it's just the same people all the time. But then when someone comes in, like her, because we haven't seen other people really come. Well, I guess Alexander kind of does, but yeah. Then the vibe is like, oh, where did you come from, and why are you dressed so nicely? um, I'm very curious about episode one, specifically if you speculate on the identity of the man murdered by young Noah at the beginning. I do speculate a little bit, but I don't think there's much to go. At first, I thought it was Noah, or no, maybe I didn't because we see the tattoo. He has the tattoo in the front, and Noah has the tattoo in the back. So I was like, they're somehow very connected. And then later realizing that the kid with him is Noah. Um, you'll have to see. I don't really remember. But I did talk about him, but I feel like it was a similar vibe to the Scarface girl that we start with him and we're like, who is this? And then he dies, and then I haven't really thought about him since then. But I feel like it's gonna come and bite me in the ass. that I haven't thought about him since then. Oh, she made her gay, Agnes. It is very possible. I would think at that time, if she's like in 1953, it's probably a thing that she's never even thought about. And then Agnes shows up and she's like, what? What do you think Katarina will do next? Oh God, Katarina. Right now, what I have seen, because like I said, I'm in episode 4. They have told her. They told her everything, but she just didn't believe them. She was like, "You guys are crazy." I was so excited about that scene, and I was so excited for her to find out everything, and then she's just like, "You guys have lost your minds." I'm like, "No." um, I don't think you would. Hmm. I don't think she will have a good ending. Well, first of all, because we know that both her husband and her son have now been stuck. They're not coming back. We know that they're not coming back. So there's not going to be like a happy ending for her anyways. But even though she was now like, you guys have lost your minds, I think now that she has had this information, she will like keep trying to figure stuff out and maybe be I'm like, will she be able to time travel and then get somewhere stuck as well? Or is that too repetitive? Like Ulrich already did that, so is she gonna do the same thing? I don't know. Hmm. I'm like, would she team up with her kids? The kids that she still has left? She has Marta and Magnus still with her. Because now Marta and Magnus are kind of teaming up, right? And like starting to figure stuff out. Would she like maybe team up with them? And then lose them as well or something? Maybe that's maybe that's well, I don't know. Maybe that's what I think will happen. I think she will have a tragic ending because her this whole show has been tragic from her point of view. And maybe it's not gonna be, yeah, maybe it's not gonna be like Ulrich that she time travels somewhere and gets stuck. Maybe it is that everyone from her family disappears. But I don't know where Marta and Magnus would go and why, and who, like maybe Marta would go with Jonas, but where would Magnus go and why? I don't know. Oi. Egon and Agnes are just are like just a white boy and an aristocratic baddie queen. That's right. That's what it is. That's a great way to describe those two characters. It's so true. Poor Egon. Mm. You reacted to Pluribus and I haven't seen it. I am blind. Go watch it now. Do it now. Mm. Do you think Natalie from Severance could be gay? This I like where this is going. Natalie from Severance. Um, I'm like, I would like to think so. Well, her character is so lumen brainwashed that it's hard to I think it's hard to think of those like her and Milchick, for example. It's hard to think of them as like sexual beings. Because I'm like, they're so just brainwashed that it feels like they're children. Um, I don't think she has a huge gay vibe. I would want to ask my wife because she has a great gaydar, as we all know, I guess. She's really pretty. I think more towards the end, maybe it is also like the fact that I don't really see her and Milchik, for example, as like people who would have partners outside of Lumen. And I think that's why in the end of season 2, I think when we see them interact with each other even more and having like a moment that I'm like, am I shipping these two together? Then it makes more sense that they would be together than that they would be with anyone else from outside of Lumen. If she would kiss a woman, I would be very excited though. But she doesn't have a huge gay vibe, I don't think. Because she doesn't have a huge vibe of anything sexual. In some fan fiction, she is. This is wonderful. I need to find this fan fiction. I haven't read, I don't think I've read any of Severance fans fiction actually. I also like Katarina. She's a principal and she's just so my gay ass was giggling. She has a gay vibe though. No? Yeah, she is. I think now by this time that I'm watching, she's just so like depressed, and terrible things have happened that I think she's losing the um oh, what's the word? I literally am losing all the words. Um the like power that she has kind of in the beginning. Not that but like the vibe of, yeah, like you say, that she's the principal and she's like the mother of this big family and she's got her shit together and whatever, and then everything goes terribly in her life. But yeah, in the beginning, yes. um I see where you're coming from. Um, Hannah had to like Katarina no Ulriksi. That I would watch. And I love to know that like was it my wife or was it someone else who has said that they are like besties in real life now since the show? The actors. I think that's so nice. Agnes has the power of converting. She literally does. I think anyone who she would flirt with would be like, "Yes, please." Doesn't the murdered man remind you of someone? Wait, wait. I don't get it. Do I get it? No. I'm sorry. Please elaborate. um, Hannah being with Ulrich because she couldn't have Katarina. I mean, yeah, that's the real story I think behind all of this. Enemies to lovers spin-off when. This is great. We need that spin-off. Actresses have sort of chemistry. They have great chemistry. That's very, very true. Um, do not remind me of Katarina's ending. Oh no, no, no! I don't want to know. That's something I need to discuss with my terror. Oh my god. Okay, so it's not gonna be. Well, I just said it's probably not gonna be great. Um, Natalie has creepy vibes more than gay vibes. That's it. That's it. But she is beautiful. I recently watched Andor and loved it. Have you watched it, Tia? I have not watched Andor. I have seen a lot of reactors whose things I've watched. A lot of people have reacted to Andor. I have not watched it. I have not watched anything Star Wars. I think that's my problem, or maybe not a problem. Maybe that's a good thing to watching Andor. I don't know. Um, but I've heard it's great. Excuse me. Maybe Andor should be on my list. Some shipped Helena and Natalie in fanfiction. I understand. Yeah, I think Helly has more gay vibes than Natalie. And Helena, of course. Mm. Oh, I forgot about the ending. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to know. Or I do, but I don't. Um, don't worry, Queen. I didn't know what the hell was happening in that show either. I had to go to Reddit, out of all places, to have an insight. I feel you. I feel you. Um, it's like the only Star Wars you can watch on its own. No need to of lore or anything more ground. Okay, well that's good. Maybe that's why people are reacting. Or at the same time, I feel like everyone who's reacting are quite nerdy, and then I think Star Wars is kind of like you're a bad nerd if you haven't watched it. That's how I feel. I feel like a bad nerd. I've seen everything Star Wars except for Andor. Okay, why? Are you not interested, or have you heard bad things about it, or are you just like you haven't gotten to it yet? So Andor is great, but is it gay? This is the real question. The only reason for me to watch anything. No, I'm kidding. But again, if there's gays in it, I will run to it faster than I would if it doesn't. Oh, the man murdered by young. Yes, of course. Thank you for clarifying. The man murdered by young Noah from episode 1. If he reminds me of anyone, I think I was saying in my video actually. I think the only person I said that he kind of looks like was Bartosz. I don't know if I said anyone else. But then I'm like, that wouldn't make any sense. I mean, then again, anything can happen in this show, I guess. Bartosz is already traveling in time because he was. The other kids just found him in the cave with the time machine coming out from the cave and stuff. But yeah, I think he was like the one he reminded me of. I could be way off. I can't think of who else would he remind me of. Hmm. I've only watched Andor and none other Star Wars. I guess both sides are here in chat. Yes. Yes, there is some gay stuff. No spoilers. Oh my god. Andor's next. Let's go, guys and gays. It's true. Any show is massively improved if it has gay. I could not agree more. I haven't gotten to it. I'm nervous because I'm fond of Star Wars. I probably need to see it because I will be expelled from the nerd gang if I don't. I think so too. Like I said, I feel like everyone needs to watch it. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Yeah, Andor is definitely on my list. All right. Thank you guys and gays. Maybe that will be my slogan. I've always been like thinking that I need a slogan to like start or end my videos. Maybe we have now found one. Yeah, this is it. This is perfect. If the show doesn't have gay, I will make my own gays in my head for the show. That's it. That's what I mean. Like, that's kind of what we have to do, which is quite sad. Yeah. And then the shows that actually give it to us and it's canon, it's even better. But yes. We'll be finishing up the lives now. Making it so official. I will finish my Instagram live first. Thank you for everyone who's watching. I will end. See you next time, guys and gays. There we go. And YouTube peeps, thank you so much for being here, for hanging out. Hope you have a good rest of your Sunday if it's still beginning, or a good night if you're going to bed after this, like I am. I will just say you have good intuition. Is it Bartosz? We'll see. We'll see. Thank you, and good night to you too, gay. Guys and gays, thank you, everyone. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, I will go to bed now. I will keep editing my dark reaction tomorrow. Then I have many days of filming, so I'm trying to film and edit my next Lokinia video as well. I have a long list. I have such a long list of things to watch. The gay list. And the gay list is also long. A lot of gay things to watch. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. And I will see you in the next lives. We should do more dark lives too. Or just lives in general. It doesn't have to be like, we talk about some specific thing. Because even here, we talked about so many different things. But thanks for being here. You guys are great. Thank you for all the support and for liking and subscribing the channel and all these things. It's fun to make these videos and talk about these shows with you guys and gays. Okay, I'm getting delirious now. I'll see you in the videos and see you in the next lives. Bye, guys and gays. Peace out. I feel seen. That's right. Bye, guys.